Hi everyone, I'm Michelle and I am unstoppable. And today we have Callie, Emmy, and Jena with us, three of our athletes, to discuss what it's like having your parent as your coach. For these three girls, they all have their mom as their coach, and not just for one season of volleyball, but for year-round volleyball. So it goes from school season to club season to zone season, and these three girls have put up with their moms for years. So we want to get a little insight into what it's like having your mom as your coach and how we can do a better job. So number one, let's start positive. What's the best part of having your parent as the coach?
Who goes first?
Who wants to go first? I think Emmy, you just volunteered.
Always having Red's home.
True. Anybody else?
I think it's good because I just get to spend more time with my mom. And then, at tournaments, there's never a tournament where I have to, go to it with someone else. I always get to go with my mom, which is nice.
For sure. How about
Yeah,
you,
I
Jenna?
agree. I agree on that part. It's nice to have her there at tournaments. I feel like I don't have to go to another parent for anything. But then also just I get to keep talking about volleyball at home too, and from a coach's perspective and less so a parent's why aren't you getting played kind of thing,
Yeah.
which is what it sounds like from other people's experiences. It's never about playtime or things like that. It's genuinely just I can talk about things and she understands it.
I think, well, sometimes, I'll kind of sometimes I think of when she'll say something to me or if she's constantly picking at one thing that I keep doing and I'm not really changing what I'm doing. I take it as she's my mom and sometimes I'll get
Oh,
angry with her cuz I forget that she's talking to me as my coach and not as my mom. So sometimes the mom part of it sometimes gets in the way of the coaching part. But, majority of the time, it's, okay, but there's, the off time that, we'll get in, a little fight because, we're bringing, the mom and daughter part into, the coach and athlete part.
No, that's kind of what I was trying to get at. I just didn't know how to word it.
yeah, I agree. I feel like it's really hard to take feedback from a parent in that kind of setting, even though at that time she's my coach. It's hard to separate the mom and coach piece at practice.
Yeah, for sure. And do you think we don't always have assistant coaches, but would it help if the assistant coaches did more of the coaching of you girls versus your mom coach?
Yeah, I found that sometimes my mom would ask other coaches to talk to me instead of her because it's a lot easier to receive that feedback. So I think it's better to have someone who's not your parent giving you
Jenna,
that
your mom
feedback.
and I have never done that to you.
No.
I think that sometimes, if it's not my mom telling me and it's, Peyton or Leslie, sometimes I'll, kind of, listen more and, kinda, think about it more while I'm playing. But, at the same time, I feel like it's not really hard to, get feedback from my mom, but sometimes if I'm I don't know, sometimes I'm just mad at her from something that happened at home and then
Uh-huh.
I carry it into practice, which is my own fault for not considering her as the coach rather than my mom. But other than that,
That's very human, right? So
yeah.
what you're asking of yourself would be an incredibly challenging thing to do. So
Yeah.
good, great awareness, though, right, Callie? Yeah. Um, and on that, do you feel like you can't win sometimes? Like she's coach mom at home, she's coach mom at volleyball. Do you just feel like sometimes you're just like, wow, this is just a lot?
Mm, like not maybe once or twice in the 3 or 4 years she's coached me, but it rarely ever feels like that, and I feel like when I first started playing, we, kinda got into, little disagreements more, but, as I'm, getting older, I, understand more, like the difference between her being my coach and being my mom. And then I feel like also like playing BC Cup really helped because like she wasn't my coach at all. And I feel like playing senior with school also helped with that because like I had other people as my coach. So it kind of like made me see how I like react to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it like makes me think more about how I should react to my mom.
Brilliant. That's so self-aware, Callie.
I would say the biggest thing that I've found is just like I get picked on a lot as the example with my mom as the coach because she feels more comfortable pointing out me and my mistakes than maybe one of my teammates, which is understandable, but sometimes it feels like I'm in the spotlight a lot and like I'm always the one who's getting looked at for doing things wrong because it's the most noticeable to her.
Yep. And then we can't praise you for doing the things you do right because that you're our daughter, and then it looks like we're favoring you.
Yeah, I feel that
that's a
too a
very
lot.
good point. That's a very, very good point. Emmy, do you have anything to add?
Not really.
Okay, that's okay. Is there something that you wish that we knew about what you're feeling that you just feel like we just don't get?
I feel like I'm like very open in communication with my mom. So like if I feel like she's like kind of like more so like trying to like push me harder than other people, but it's like kind of like sometimes it can like just make me, for example, like if I'm passing bad and she's like, I know that I'm not like moving my feet. So she like keep like repeatedly like tells me to move my feet more than like the other people
Mm-hmm.
just because she's trying to like push me to like the best that I can be. Sometimes it's hard, but like I feel like I like tell her when she does that. So then it like makes her aware of when she can like sometimes do stuff like that. So I feel like there's like nothing really new, but like sometimes like just stuff like that.
And do you feel like, because I know that we see the potential in you, and especially all three of you are very strong athletes and very strong volleyball players, but do you feel like it's ever undeserved? Like we're pushing you harder than what you're like, like I'm just not better than this. Or do you feel like in the end, like, yeah, my mom sees what I should or could be doing? What do you think?
Yeah. I feel like probably the second thing you said, like, I think it's
She sees.
never where I'm like, I'm just not good enough for this. It's that I'm just like not in the moment. I'm just not trying hard enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So next question, do you think your teammates treat you differently because you're the coach's kid?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that it's like sometimes it can be like just the craziest things. Like I'll walk into a room where someone's having a conversation and they just like immediately stop talking because they think that like if they're talking about like their weekend plans or like something that they're not supposed to be doing, like they think that if I hear them say that, I'm going to go tell my mom and then they're going to get in trouble for it.
And this is so true because I know my daughter's experienced that. And it's funny because when I hear about stuff, it's not from her.
Yeah.
It's from the other girls. And so then it's like, yeah, but yeah.
Or like sometimes I like won't get invited to something because of what they're doing there. And then they think that like if I go and see what they're doing, I'm going to tell like my mom, the coach, and then their like playing time or something like that, or like my mom's opinion of them is going to get changed by what I told her. But like that's not something that I would do.
Yeah.
But they just like assume that.
But
Yeah.
it can also be like the opposite, where they're just like they're only like friendly with you because like they want like playing time and stuff, and they don't want to be like mean to the coach's daughter. They want to like I don't know
Yeah.
that, but like
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that one.
I can also like I guess I didn't really think about that until now, but I definitely can also see that side of it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes in like a social setting, someone might not be so nice to you, but then at volleyball around the coaches, they try to really like be besties with you.
Yeah.
I feel like I could see that happening.
Yeah, that's crazy. I hadn't thought about that. How about you, Jenna?
I've heard, I mean, especially earlier and when I first started playing, I heard a lot of comments of like, she doesn't deserve this, like she's only here because she's the coach's kid, kind of thing, which is like hard to hear at that time, especially when I'm like just learning. So it's like kind of was just there because I
Yeah.
was the coach's kid. But then when I started like feeling like I had earned my spot, it really hurt to hear those things because I was like, I feel like I deserve to be here now. Like I've
Yeah.
worked to get to this point, and then I don't think anyone was still saying that, but obviously I don't know because some people just like to say those things sometimes. But
I know. Well, and I've heard it said about my daughter, and I was flabbergasted because she absolutely deserved the playing time she was getting, and I have been excessively hard on her. And so I was really surprised that one of the teammates that has been there through it all could see how hard I've been on her and actually not think she deserved it. So that was a knife to my heart that I heard the comment, "You're only getting the playtime because you're the coach's kid." And I was just like, what?
yeah,
Yeah. Um, if you could change one thing about how your parent coaches, what would it be?
I
It's
can't
kind of
think of
tough.
anything. I've
Yeah.
like when I read through the questions, I was trying to think of something, and I just like can't really like think of anything.
yeah,
Me neither.
One thing as the parent, I tried to start working on because of course I'm way harder on my kid than anybody else, even how I say things, what I say, all of it. Um, Even my tone, all of it, right? And one thing I thought I started trying to do is if I wouldn't say this to somebody else, don't say it to my kid. Right? Like if I'm not going to say this to any of you, then don't say it to her, right? Like just really think about what you're saying and just to check myself. So that was a lesson I wish I'd learned earlier. But
yeah. I agree with that. Of like, just if you wouldn't say it to another player, like it's
yeah,
okay to, because that's the only thing that I've noticed is occasionally like things will
hmm
be said. I'm like, you wouldn't have said that to
yeah,
somebody else who wasn't your
yeah.
daughter.
Especially your mom and I, because we're very, very abrupt, and so we're already abrupt, and then to be more abrupt with you guys is hard for sure. Is there more appreciation for having your parent coach as the years go on?
Absolutely. I think like especially when I was fully able to understand how much time and effort she
Mm,
puts into it, I think it really became a much bigger point of gratitude for me of being like, yeah, like she's really put so much work into this.
yeah,
And then also hearing like how ungrateful some players' parents are and just having to listen to that and be like, you don't understand the half of like what has been done behind the scenes to make this even possible.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Whereas you guys see all of it, and your other siblings see how much we're not around for them because we're gone with you guys all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, Gunnar will be fine.
Um, okay, how about because of course we're in a small town, and so year after year, it's always somebody's parents coaching. So, do you have any advice for the younger athletes, like you 12s, 13s, 14s? Any tips that you would give them for being the coach's kid and how to get through it?
Set your boundaries first so you know where you stand with each other and like how you want to be coached and like how you want to like communicate when you're getting like coached and like feedback and stuff and like how you want to sort all that stuff out. Like
Yeah, I agree. Like, if you struggle to take feedback from your parents like I do, I think either having somebody else there to take that feedback from or just learning how to like regulate yourself when you're hearing those things because it's not like a personal attack, even though it kind of feels like it in the moment. It's genuinely just coaching.
Well, and you guys are going through like the toughest part about parenting. I mean, about adolescence is you're going through that natural phase of where you pull away from your mother, right? As you need to get into adulthood. So in addition to needing to pull away from your mother, we are with you all the time. And so then it's an interesting time to be coached. Um le- More so than if you were like 5, 6, 7, 8. So
Yeah. I would
mhm.
say that just like especially when you're younger and you're just starting out playing, it's like probably likely that like you yourself and your parent are probably pretty new to the sport. And so I would say just to like try to have patience with each other because you can both like learn and grow from like what happens. So just to like try and be patient with each other and like try to really like express like what you like and what you dislike about like how your parents coaching you and like how you guys can like make change.
Yeah.
Totally. And that is such a mature conversation to have. Uh, and yeah, wow, girl, that was powerful. That was really good advice for the younger ones. Any, like, we've kind of touched on this already, but any advice for the parent coaches about how, like, if you could sit them in a room and be like, okay, parents, this is how you got to set the tone here for your daughters.
I'd say similarly to the last thing, but just really working to not treat your child different than any of your other players, because that's definitely the most noticeable thing. Like, I think just going back to the if you wouldn't say it to another player, don't say it to your kid
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like focusing on being a coach first at practice and then just kind of leaving that at the door if you can
Yeah.
when you leave.
Yeah. How about the drive home?
Hmm.
I kind of okay.
This is
I
where
think
I think my biggest failures, maybe my second biggest failures happened on the drive home. Okay. What do you
I
think?
don't know. I kind of like the debrief after practice and stuff. Like, usually if I've maybe had a bad practice, I think that's also the best time where like other players don't get the opportunity to be like, wow, that was just a really off practice for me. Like, I don't know what was going on. And like to be able to hear reassurance from your coach that like, it's okay. Like, we know you can do better than that, but it's not like you just have to leave that at practice and then not speak to your coach about it kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think that's nice is like you have that opportunity to communicate what other players might not. So I think just the coach being receptive to hearing that and then also reassuring if they're like struggling.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to like have the different perspectives that you wouldn't usually think of, or that like at least I don't. And then like you see it from a different perspective and like you see that person like from another perspective and it kind of like changes like how you see that person and how you would like talk to them about like something certain or like how they like do something or like on the court.
Yeah, totally.
I think that like the drive sometimes like if I have a bad practice or like something's like making me upset at practice and like when we drive home like from practice, my mom usually like knows what is making me upset, so we normally like talk about it and then it makes me feel better. And I really like driving home from tournaments because it's like after our last game we're both super tired and then we kind of just talk about like how the weekend went as like for the team and for like us both personally. And like we can talk about the things that I did well or the things that I could like I struggled with and the things that I could work on in practice to improve that. And then we like sometimes we talk about that for the team as well as like maybe we struggled with our tip coverage. So like what drills should we do to like work on that in practice? And like I feel like I really enjoy like having those conversations with my mom.
That's awesome. And I'm just thinking about on the drive home, like my daughter has often given me very insightful reactions. Like for instance, somebody gets the MVP, whatever, and there's conversations about what about that player? Like that player really showed up for us. And then it's like there's been I find on upon reflection that I'm stunned how often she saw things that when I look back and I look at the stats, I was like, she's right. Like I missed that. I got caught up in the show of the big hitter or something like that's really dynamic and not realizing that somebody else was like shining brightly. So I find that conversation can be awesome. So
Yeah.
I also think too, it's kind of nice because you can almost be like an intermediary between like your team and what they're saying and the coach, because like not everyone's gonna just be able to go up to the coach and confidently be like, here was what was going on for me this weekend if it maybe didn't go well. So it's like helping them understand things if maybe a player wasn't having their best day or if like something was going on. I think it makes it a lot easier for the coach to understand that if they're hearing it from a player instead of just having to work it out themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we got some rapid fire questions now. So just get your answer. You can just blurt it out if you want. Better or worse, being harder on you than everyone else?
It's kind of in the middle, I'd say.
Yeah, I think in the middle as well.
Yeah, it depends on the time.
Yeah. And it's different because you three are all very strong athletes and very strong players, right? And so then it's like that being hard on you is coming from a place of believing in you. Okay. Another one. Should coaches' kids be captains?
Depends.
It depends on the player, honestly, because like for our team, our team votes for the captain, and like it just so happens like they vote for me, but then people think, oh well, she's the coach's daughter, so she's the captain, but like the team voted for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I had to fight with both of your mothers when it came time for MVP. Two of your mothers for MVP this year for school season, because they both were like, "Well, like I think it might be my daughter, but like I can't say that." And I'm like, "I'll fight anyone," right? And that's the piece that both of you almost didn't get what you deserved because you're the coach's kid. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, I need to pick somebody else because my kid can't get it. And I was like, that is the most unfair situation we could put our kids in. So, and then have you ever wanted to quit because you're a parent coach?
No.
Definitely not because my mom was the coach.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've talked about this one a bit. Do you prefer talking volleyball at home or leaving it at the gym?
At home, talking about it at home, definitely.
At home.
Kind of just like depends if I do want to talk about it or if I'm just like, I just want to leave it like in the gym.
That's fair. Okay. What made you proud to be the coach's kid?
Ooh.
Like probably when our team succeeds and like it reflects really well on the coaches and what they're doing, I feel like that makes me proud.
Totally.
I think being part of a team that is only possible because of her and like the club generally, and just also being able to see girls like enjoy the sport so much because they have such a supportive coach there for them. I'm like, yeah, that's my
That's
mom.
cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
what Jenna.
What Jenna said?
Yeah.
Okay, last one. When you look back in 10 years, what do you hope you'll remember most about this experience with your parent?
Like specifically with the parent.
Yeah, like just like what do you think you're gonna look back on like in 10 years when you tell your friends like, "Oh, my mom coached me."
I feel
And
like it like helped like I feel like my relationship with my mom has gotten like so much better because we spend like all the time together. Like we're at home together and then at practices, then driving to tournaments. And I'm just like always with my mom. And so like we fight more. Like we just like have arguments more, I would say, than we used to. But it's like we resolve them and then it like we just have like a stronger connection, I feel like. And then also just like getting so much better at the sport, and it's like because of my mom. Like I'll always
yeah,
remember that.
yeah,
I agree. I think too with like I feel like our relationship got a lot closer. We got more connected through volleyball. And I think being able to look back on memories and remember how big of a piece and like role that she played in that's gonna be really amazing because I think that's going to be something that'll keep us connected and that we can talk about probably for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, for sure. Emmy, do you have anything to add?
Probably just like being able to say that my mom was like the one who like got me into volleyball. So, like, yeah.
Your mom tried to get you into basketball earlier too, just as a gentle reminder. Girls, that was fantastic. I so appreciate the time and your thoughtful answers. I think it's very insightful, and I think it's going to be very helpful for the other parent coaches out there as we because we want to do a good job and we want to do good by you. That's why we're there, and so I think it's going to be very helpful for everyone. So, for those of you that haven't figured out, Emmy is my daughter, and we have Callie and Jena. And girls, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Do I get
Wait.
paid for this? Do we get paid for
Yeah,
make money from
there's food in the fridge. That's your payment, honey.
No, that's not, Mom. Can you order pizza, please? Cut this. I'm gonna seem like a big back. Can you order pizza?
Okay, just a second, girls. Okay, we're signing off. Thanks. I'm Michelle, and we're unstoppable.